Welcome to the Mama Transform podcast, the hub for empowerment and inspiration for mom entrepreneurs with service-based businesses. I'm your host and guide, Jamella Waller, and in each episode, which includes both my solo insights and conversations with inspiring guests, we'll dive into strategies and stories designed to elevate your entrepreneurial journey. Whether I'm sharing my own experiences and expertise or discussing with others, you'll find a wealth of knowledge and motivation here. Business is tough, and you don't have to do it alone. Let's embark on this journey together and transform the way we approach not only our businesses, but our lives too. Welcome to the Mama Transform podcast. I am so excited to introduce my next guest. Her name is Kayla Ihrig, and she is a freelance writer who started her writing career at the university newspaper when she was just 19 and never expected to write all over the world. She's a digital nomad. She's been published in dozens of publications such as HubSpot, Yahoo Finance, and GoDaddy. And she has a book coming out, How to Be a Digital Nomad, available worldwide on January 30th of this year. I'm really excited to welcome Kayla. Kayla, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jamella. It's so nice to talk again.
Yeah, absolutely. So we connected briefly last week, and I thought you would be perfect to come on the show and really share your expertise, share your lessons as a digital nomad. So where are you currently stationed?
Croatia at the moment.
Oh, wow. And how's the weather there?
It's sunny today. It's nice. It's cold. Croatia has some famous waterfalls, and we're going there tomorrow. And we looked at pictures on Instagram of what they're like today, and here it's frozen.
Oh, wow.
That's a shock. Didn't realize we were going somewhere. So I'll be bracing for that tomorrow, but it's warm and sunny today.
I will pray for you. We're in the winter storms of Chicago, Illinois. So this is my first time in the area. So we'll see how that winter goes. So good luck, but enjoy the beauty. I'm sure it'll be awesome. I'd love to get into a little bit about you and how you became a digital nomad.
Yeah, I was actually living in Chicago before I became a digital nomad.
Oh,
And the winters are as bad as everybody says, but I loved Chicago though. I had a cute little apartment. It was my first time living alone. I was 24. I had a job downtown. I felt like I had made it in like adult life. And then after 6 months or so, it really like the shine just totally faded for me. And I felt like life was just like zooming by and nothing that noteworthy was happening. It was like another week, I'm like spend all day waiting for 5 p.m. and then spending all week waiting for the weekend. And I had that feeling I think a lot of entrepreneurs have. This is not okay. I can't do this until I'm 65. Are you kidding me? And I found people on Instagram who were doing van life and working online. And I had no idea that this world existed of remote work. And it just blew my mind that there was this whole other option in life that no one had told me about. I felt like I was getting a glimpse at a secret society, and I decided to give it a try. So I found work online writing, and I quit my job, got rid of my stuff, and went traveling, bought a one-way ticket, and went abroad. I actually been abroad most of the time ever since. So 6 years I have been traveling or living in other countries, and I'm still working online and I'm still loving it.
awesome. Awesome. What was the first country you visited when you decided to make the leap?
I went to Mexico first with no plan. I had no plan of how long I would stay there or where I would go next. And I ended up traveling south overland, so through all of Central America and down to Peru. Then I met my husband along the way and I moved to the Netherlands. That's where he's from. And then we had that base and used that to travel in Europe. And now we're just drifting around the Mediterranean waiting out winter.
Awesome. Oh, I love that. I love the free spirit where you just jumped up and went. And then Mexico's a great place to start because I've been to Cancun and I've been to Cabo. And so it's warm there. So it's a really great place to start and tons of cultures. I love that you decided to take that leap. And so one of the things that you talk about or you share is having a lifestyle business. And can you tell me a little bit about what's your definition of a lifestyle business and what's the difference between a lifestyle business and then a traditional business model?
A lifestyle business is built first, like the lifestyle comes first. That sounds so obvious because it's in the word, but you think, how do I want to live? What's my dream ideal scenario? Or as Tim Ferriss in his book, The 4 Hour Work Week, which really popularized this idea of a lifestyle business, he said, what would you do if you couldn't fail? It was impossible for you to fail. What would you be doing? So you can start there with that big picture ideal model and then building a business that supports that lifestyle. And that process for me was travel first. I need to be able to take my work with me. And I have tried on a lot of different hats. So like a lot of service providers, you like try different things. It's normal, it's positive to try different services and different offerings and packages. And that's what I've done over the years. I definitely didn't have it figured out whenever I started. I would say I'm just figuring it out now in ways. As everyone knows, you look at a friend's business and you're like, wow, they are killing it. And then you talk to them and they're like, I am still figuring it all out. So I feel that way too, but in a positive way. It's just constant. I think that these businesses are supposed to evolve with you.
Awesome. I think that the lifestyle business is something that I also teach my clients. And so, as mom entrepreneurs, you do have to start with versus just jumping into what your background is or what your expertise is, really sit down and, like you mentioned, really decide how do you want your life to be and what does that dream look like, and then build your business around it. Because so often we jump in, we're ready to go, we have this expertise or talent, and we do it backwards where we end up hating the job or hating our business because we didn't build it properly. And I think that's a really great approach to building business is building a business around your lifestyle. Because if you
Yeah.
do that, you'll always have your life coming first and then your business and your business endeavors supporting that. So I love that. I love the lifestyle business model. And I feel like everybody should do it, whether you're a mom entrepreneur, digital nomad, service provider, everyone should, if they have the opportunity to create a lifestyle business, they should. Really quick, let's go to your writing. How did you become a writer? What was that spark that made you continue it and make it your career?
Initially, it was the spark of a paycheck.
That always helps.
I had written in college. I wrote for like the university newspaper. And then I was a journalism major, but it was like journalism and public relations. So it was like communications. And to me, that was something that there was always opportunities for. They were always looking for writers to the paper. So I did that on the side. And then for my career, I focused on the visual side. So doing graphic design and marketing. And whenever I was looking for remote work so that I could travel, I just kept seeing writing jobs. And I thought, you know what? Why am I trying to reinvent the wheel whenever I have a skill that makes money? And I must tell you, I took on the worst jobs at that point in my life. I was like at one point, I was writing like Jeep headlight product descriptions. I
Oh,
don't know
wow.
anything about headlights. I can't even tell you how little I know.
Mhm,
And I was writing almost for a borderline tabloid publication. Like
mhm.
they would send me a headline that was like a very complicated issue, like some federal tax proposal. And then they would ask me to write a 300-word summary of it for their publication.
Oh, wow.
You should not, it's not, it's shouldn't have, it's not journalism. Anyway. So I thought I hate writing. I did. I thought this is the worst. I'm gonna be done with this as soon as I can and go back to doing graphic design or something else. But it was still just that recurring theme in my life where I wanted to write for myself. So I started a website. And then people ask me, oh, can I pay you to write for my website? And I would say, no, I don't like to write for money. It's not good. I don't enjoy it. And then I needed the money one time, and a friend said, my company's looking for a freelance writer. And I thought, okay, just a little bit, just once. And I don't know. There's so many different versions of every service. And I say this because I think it can be encouraging to service providers. You try something once and you think you don't like it, but that's saying that you don't like ice cream, but you probably just had the wrong flavor. And I ended up finding my way into writing that I love. And now I did just write a book. Of course, I enjoyed it enough to do that. But even writing for these bigger publications and like HubSpot and GoDaddy, and I ghostwrite for clients. And I have found it took a lot of twisting of the Rubik's Cube, but I finally found a form of writing that I love doing.
So that's really great. So if you could share 3 tips or top strategies to build a successful lifestyle business, what would they be?
Build a network. Get on LinkedIn. That's my favorite place. I won't say that you can't build it on other platforms, but LinkedIn, there's just such a magic. People are active, they want to help each other, and you can succeed at getting business through LinkedIn, getting leads without a lot of followers or anything. It's pure magic. I would also consider writing a blog to help bring in, I think part of every lifestyle business is ease and having leads come to you. And a blog is a great way to do that if you enjoy writing. I think that's something that a lot of people, it's intimidating, so they don't dive into it. But that on top of you like getting leads, you also, whenever you're writing about your expertise, you develop so many more ideas around your content. I think that it like just grounds you in your business really well. And then the last tip would be to enjoy the lifestyle part, like as much as possible. I don't think you're doing lifestyle business correctly whenever you only work and you don't enjoy anything about life. And we all go through those phases where it's necessary and the hustle, but whenever it's your norm, it's time to look at, are my prices too low? Am I not niche down enough? What's happening? Am I not working with the right clients? As you mentioned, why are you not, you need payday to come, and payday for a lifestyle business is about more than money. Otherwise it would just be a business. It's about being able to enjoy the exact life that you want or move towards that. So you've got it. Like that payday has to come along the way. It can't be like 5 years from now, whenever you've made your million.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Question about LinkedIn. So you mentioned that LinkedIn is your favorite platform. Where do you think the camaraderie comes from of people wanting to help? Is it because everyone typically on LinkedIn is in business or a part of a business? Do you think that's what it is? Or what do you think that main driver is where just the vibe of LinkedIn is different from, let's say, a Facebook or an Instagram?
People on LinkedIn are trying to really do what I think people like, what you want Instagram or Facebook to be, that you're making real friends and actually supporting each other in business. You can get that on those platforms. But I'm just saying it's so much easier to get it on LinkedIn. You nailed it whenever you said about people who are more people, entrepreneurs. I would say a lot of people on LinkedIn are really active, and they're also putting that really like the effort in. I would say a lot of people, if you're active on LinkedIn, like you're in the 1% of people who are active on LinkedIn, because there's like a billion users, and
Mhm.
then there's like hundreds of million of users every month that are
Oh, wow.
active. And then less than 1% of them create content regularly.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh,
you know
wow.
what those statistics are for Facebook or Instagram? Man, the stage is not crowded. There's
Mhm.
room. People are really invested, and it's just a big cheer squad. I've gotten advice from people on there who are making, I can't even, large amounts of money writing, large.
Mhm.
Where I feel like I'm meeting people who I'm looking up to and I can trust that. I feel like none of it's fake. And some
Mhm.
of it's fake, fine. But I don't know. For me, it just feels like the authenticity comes through very quickly, because you can't like post reels of you
Yeah,
in a
that's
bikini and build in a huge audience. I don't see anyone doing that on LinkedIn.
yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'd agree. I started with Facebook, but you have my interest peaked. I have LinkedIn. I may have to check it out. Most of my connections on LinkedIn are from people I previously worked with or people from the office technology space. Maybe I'll try out LinkedIn also because one of my goals is more connections and genuine connections. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, not just the highlight reel of my life. Here's me packaged in the most pretty version, but here's me professional. And then here's how I can help you and serve. Sounds like LinkedIn may even be a really great fit for me and then other service providers also, especially if along with the business side, you get the support. So I really like that. Um,
And the search function as well. If I can sing LinkedIn's praises one more way,
oh,
it's the
yeah.
search function. So whenever people are looking for you as a writer, for example, I write for the HubSpot blog. I recently had an article on hotel email marketing. I know Twitter, that was another one, or X as
Mhm.
it's called out, X marketing. And I was searching deep on LinkedIn, finding accounts, finding people who share content, finding people who say that they used to do Twitter marketing in a previous role. And the search algorithm to the platform is so sophisticated that even though I found people who weren't even currently active, but they had done LinkedIn at their last job or Twitter, and I was able to ask them questions and feature them in my articles.
Oh, wow.
Journalists are using this platform as well. So if you're interested at all in getting publicity and being in the media, LinkedIn is just waiting for you to
I love
optimize
that.
your profile.
I love that. I love that. Oh, wow. Yeah, my interest is most definitely peaked. And maybe I need to, similar to look the lifestyle business or choosing the niche, maybe look at change my perspective or how I'm using LinkedIn. Because, like I mentioned, I used it in my previous life, my corporate world. And so, yeah, my interest is really peaked. Question regarding your blogs. So, a lot of people start blogs, and because you read that's the thing to do, but they don't get it out there, nobody sees it. I know that you use Pinterest. So is that your main platform to share your blog, or what do you suggest for entrepreneurs who are starting a blog and sharing their expertise? Do you think they should leverage Pinterest or LinkedIn? What are your suggestions there?
Pinterest is great for driving traffic. And then Google is also, you want to optimize for Google. So search engine optimization, SEO for short, that's the name of the game. And my big tip for entrepreneurs who think, oh, I want my blog to do something for me. If you aren't thinking of publishing like 20, 30, 40, 50 articles, then it will not do a lot. So if you think I'll write 3 articles and see what happens, I can tell you what will happen and it will be pretty much nothing because it takes more content for Google needs to understand your website. There's a lot of SEO stuff there. It's not too complicated to learn. You don't need to be very technical, but you do need to like writing and you need to be ready to commit to write many articles on your subject. And that's the joy of it too. I have found that my understanding of the services I offered was really deepened. I was able to market better whenever I was writing about it because I'm going deep into thinking about what my ideal client needs. And then my blog for years I did Pinterest management. So I have a blog post about the Pinterest spam blocker. There's like a filter that kind of blacklists you on Pinterest. And I wrote an article about that. And for years, that brought in clients who
Oh,
Googled
wow.
Pinterest spam filter, found my article, and then emailed me and said, I need your help. A blog is a powerhouse, but it takes a level of commitment that you need to be prepared for.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Consistency is key, especially as you're building your authority and you're building your credibility. Like you mentioned, if you have 3 blogs up there, someone may just scroll right past you. But if you have been consistent and have a kind of library, a content library where you're flexing your expertise and sharing valuable information, yeah, I think blogs can most definitely be a great option. And of course, enjoying life. What's life without the enjoyment? So I love that third tip that you gave of really just enjoying life. And if you really start, I'm all about foundations. So if you really start from the ground up and build and are intentional about building your business around your life and keeping that intention, and I think that's a great kind of guiding light, or question along the way. Hey, this is a lifestyle business, but am I actually enjoying life, or have I been buried by the amount of work? And if it's not, then maybe you need to change some things. So I think
Yeah.
that is probably like one of the best tips. Don't forget to enjoy it all. So I love that.
Yeah. And don't think of yourself as your business. I heard that for a long time whenever I was a new entrepreneur and I couldn't really internalize that because I felt like I am my business. But
Hmm.
you aren't. If your business can fail and you are still there, you have more ideas, more energy, more time, you can start your next idea. A lot of successful entrepreneurs had multiple quote failures before they had their success. So I think remembering that like life first, business second, and I think you do better work anyway whenever you're like better rested and you're like making decisions that are rooted in how you want to live, not this like fear of having to advance your business. But it's all a process and the hustle is hard whenever you're in the trenches just trying to swim.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. So I know that in your journey of being a writer, you face some challenges. What are some of those challenges that you've faced and how have you overcome them?
The instability was the hardest part for me about building my business. And it's hard whenever you're service based because you're always at the whim of a client saying, "We love your work, but our budget is shrinking, and or I'm stepping away from my business right now, and they can't hire you anymore." And getting retainer clients really changed that for me, and building up a lot of proof and a lot of network of people who I'm not looking, or well, let's say 6 months ago, I wasn't looking for new clients, but I
Mhm.
was still on LinkedIn and networking, and I know that if I needed to find work today, I could post on LinkedIn, "Hey, I am looking for some new writing clients. Can you introduce me to anyone?" People would say, "Oh, Kayla's great," because they know me, and not be like that. You develop a bit of a reputation for being reliable, and then people are
Mhm.
happy to make that intro for you. So that's how I balanced out the instability of service based life.
Oh yeah, I love that. And so also like for mom, we all get into business for the flexibility and freedom. And if you don't have the stable income, it's really difficult to enjoy. It can be really difficult to enjoy life or enjoy flexibility and freedom where you're searching for your next client. So your advice, build up that goodwill. And even when you don't have clients, when you're not actively working with people, still post, still be consistent on the platforms that you're networking with. So I think that's a great tip just in general. Like the overall theme of this kind of our talk right now is like consistency, which is so funny because that's my word, being consistent. And so it's so important in everything that you do. And like you mentioned, all that goodwill that you've built on your LinkedIn, all it takes now when you're looking for a client is a post to say, "Hey, know anyone who needs someone?" And I'm sure that's just a relief, a weight off of your shoulders instantly. And it's all because leading with value and you're leading with intention. I love that.
Yeah, I think it's good to think of your content as seeds. So you're planting seeds, and not every plant will harvest. Like you'll just make a lot of cool friends networking. And you know what? That's wonderful. They don't need to turn into clients. They don't need to refer you to a client. But I've just been amazed by the skill. And also you get people with these other expertises in your friend group. You meet people who are different than you, but respect and understand what you do, which I think is invaluable. And it can really, from a business perspective, it's just so great to have those friends for camaraderie and also like technical support. Like yesterday, I had a friend, she's a web designer. I'm updating my website, and I was talking to her about LinkedIn, and you've got to get on LinkedIn. You keep telling me it's amazing. And she said, "Why don't we do a co-swap, a coaching swap, where you'll coach me
Oh,
on building my LinkedIn and I'll audit your website?" And to have those friends, like it's so important and just brings so much into your life.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love that. Yeah, it's not all about the exchanging of dollars to service and being able to lean on someone who understands you and understands business and where you can essentially barter to both rise and assist each other is really great. As a digital nomad, I'm sure you're enjoying life, but I'm sure there may be some challenges. What are your tips or steps to balancing having that work life balance, which I don't ever think we're truly in balance, the teeter totter of life and work.
Yes, I've often thought of work-life balance like a sunset. You can like go outside and look at the horizon, but it's not always going to be spectacular, but you've
Hmm.
got to show up and look anyway. And I have lately, I would say some things that have been working really well for me with work-life balance is really enjoying my evenings. So I
Hmm.
used to work all evening. And for a long time, I worked 7 days a week, all day. I got back in after dinner and kept working. And finally, having something to look forward to in the evenings, like reading books, like getting back into books. And like my husband and I have been playing a lot of chess and cards and like watching new TV shows and the little things. I think having something that you're excited about that's after hours helps you put work away.
Hmm.
And also developing a bit of a routine around like your thoughts. If you're laying in bed and you start thinking about your inbox, like just really disciplining yourself to say, "I'm not going to think about that right now," because whenever you let work take over your mind, then it takes over your life. And I think that you have to do both. You have to like work on having the other in your life that's just as enjoyable that other time.
Oh yeah, so true. And it's so again, so easy for it to happen where you become like you mentioned earlier, where you have to know that you are not your business. They can be two separate things, and that's right in line with what you're saying now. Being able to shut it off and being able to say, okay, here, I'm going to put this over here and I'm actually going to enjoy life and do things that bring me happiness. And I think that that's great, really great advice. Um, so with that being said, you are all over the place on social. Like you're like, oh, and I love it. And I'm like, oh, inspiration, inspo. Because I don't know if it's because I'm a Cancer or what it is, but I could be in my little cave. But one of my goals is to make more connections and be more places and be more visible on social. So how do you remain consistent on your social media platforms? All of them, just outside of LinkedIn. So tell me how you do that and still work too
I
and
feel
write a
like
book.
I feel like the real secret is that I'm actually not that consistent in posting, but I comment so people remember me.
Mhm.
Like I am not posting I haven't posted on Instagram in months, but I'll still comment on things and send people messages or reply to stories. I do not post every day on LinkedIn right now. I'm maybe posting 3 times a month, but I'm
Oh, wow.
commenting
Mhm.
every day. I'm going in and replying and sharing things whenever people tag me. And the same thing on Facebook. I spend 10 minutes a day just replying to messages on each platform, leaving nice comments, happy birthday, congrats. And it makes people feel like you're constantly producing, but leaving a comment is reactive and producing a post is proactive. So it
Mhm.
takes way less energy and it also builds more, I think, in a way, like even better connections. If you were to post all the time and never talk to anyone else, you wouldn't be building the same kind of connections. But getting in there in the comments, I think that being in the comments on social media is the secret to people thinking that you're super active whenever you're just replying to their, like your podcast announcement. I replied and
Mhm.
congratulated you. That, and then you think, Kayla's so active on Facebook, but I haven't posted in so long.
Right. No, I love that. That's a really great play on psychology. But like you mentioned, it builds stronger connection because you're actually interested in the people who are coming in your feed or the groups that you're in. You're showing an interest in what they're doing, how they're doing it. And so that connection is so much stronger versus just posting every single day, 20 times a day by my stuff. And I think that's a really great point and perspective that I didn't consider before because when I initially thought of so when I think of social, which I'm working through, I think mentally taxing. And like you
Yeah.
mentioned, but if the intention is to make connections, yes, you post, you have your core content, people know what you do, how you do it, and who you serve. But if you really are intentional about the time that you have, and especially as a service provider or a mom with little time, spend that time working on connecting with people versus continuously posting. And the great thing about that is they'll think you're consistent anyway. So I love that. That's really awesome. So true. Okay. So I'm really excited to get into your book that's releasing at the end of January. So when this episode releases, I believe it'll be the week of or the week prior. So
Oh, I,
let's get into the book. How you even decided to write a book. I want to know all of the things about one before you got to start writing the book. How did you get to that point?
I had actually been posting on LinkedIn about the digital nomad lifestyle, and a
Mhm.
publishing house found me and said, "We want to talk to you about what have you ever considered writing a book?" And they offered me a book deal, which still I can't believe.
Oh,
I still can't believe it happened. And magic of LinkedIn.
right.
Yeah, so they brought it up and I said yes. I was really scared. I'm still scared. I'm still scared about what people will say. It's permanent. I can't fix it. If there's a I've never done anything that can't be edited. So it's
Mhm.
really intimidating, but I'm so excited. And I keep getting really nice feedback from people who read it. And I'm so excited for it to be out there. And I just hope it changes people's lives for the better.
Awesome. I love that. And I love that. So you went the traditional publishing route. Someone reached out to you. What was the solidifying factor to go that route versus doing a self published? route?
I know how expensive it is to self-publish. I think that there's maybe this perception that it's like really easy to self-publish, but you pay a lot of money. You need editors, you need someone to design the cover, and even if you're pretty handy yourself in your business, you still need another set of eyes. You will never catch all your own typo. You always need someone else. For me, knowing what the publisher brought to the table, and even at the time I said yes and signed the contract, I didn't even know what all they were offering. I have 5 editors, I think
Oh,
a graphic designer, one person on the marketing team, sales and marketing and advertising. They're running ads, and I got an 8-week publicity campaign,
oh wow, that's awesome.
all from them. I didn't. That's just happening. All I had to do was write, and I respond to their emails. It's incredible.
That is incredible. Wow, that's really amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks.
So when you sat down and it was time to write and you already were producing content, was it difficult to you? Was the writing process difficult or did it flow because this is what you do and this is the lifestyle? You're talking about your life and the way you lead. Tell us about that.
It was easy to start, but hard. In the middle, I think writing's the hardest. So you can start pouring the ideas out, and it's just like covering the canvas with paint. And then it's like big strokes. And then going back to edit is really, yeah, difficult. Is it good enough? Or the balance? Looking at it formulaically, I would look like, when is the last time I told a story? Because it gets really dry if you just talk and talk about tips and work life balance. There's no narrative. And yeah, having to really analyze it. The ending was also, yeah, it's difficult, but I enjoyed it actually quite a lot, I must say. I didn't think I would like it. I thought I would hate it. But I wanted to push myself because I'm a writer. Like every writer dreams of writing a book. I feel like we can all say that we don't. Oh, I never thought about it, but we did. We all thought about it.
Yeah.
And sitting down to like work on something big like that was really challenging, which is good for us all. It's good to be
Oh,
challenged.
yeah. To be stretched a little bit to outside of that comfort zone. And then you did it. Look at there. You are a published writer. I not only published online, but like a book. Oh my goodness. That's a feat. And so congratulations. That's really awesome.
Thank
And
you.
I'm actually really happy to get the book myself. So I will be ordering. I'm going to go and pre-order it
Oh,
now. I know I
well,
can get it. Is Amazon the best place to get your book?
it's everywhere right now online, Target, Barnes& and Noble, but Amazon, yeah, it does have the cheapest shipping. But you can get it it's online most places right now, and then it will be on the shelves somewhere. I don't know. You don't really know those things until they happen as
Until they
author.
happen. Well, no, that's well, so good, so good.
Thank you
So
for saying you wanna order it. That means so much.
no, I do. I think just based on, I think mom entrepreneurs can learn so much from you and how you now it may not. So if we think of it as difficult to travel with kids at any point in time, and maybe that may not the digital life, nomad life. One may not actually be too far far from reach, but I think we can learn so much from you of really putting your life first and your story of how you decided to do that and really how you built your lifestyle business. What is your book about and what do you think your best takeaway is?
The big picture of the book is that if you wanna do something, you probably can, and you just have to figure it out. But the technical process is how do you go traveling as a digital nomad, but still have your career or business grow? Because you used to have to sacrifice your career. You could save up money and then live out of a backpack and like eat pancakes every day for dinner and ramen noodles and make your money go really far. But now you have your income with you. It's so incredible. But how do you make your career grow as well? So it's technically classified as a business book
Mhm.
and helping people advance their careers. But it just talks about the process of, are you sure this lifestyle is right for you? What's it really? Let's be super honest. It's a very honest take on the lifestyle. And then from there, going into like the technical aspects, like how do you keep how do you have work life balance? How do you manage overworking and underworking and keeping clients happy and what happens whenever things go wrong? What if you encounter like a health crisis or crime? How do you or technical issues and then how do you react to that and try to prevent it? And where do you go and how do you have fun and make the most of it?
Yeah, no, I love all of that. And I think I'm actually really excited to read it because I feel like I can learn so much and then really apply some of those strategies and tips along with enjoying your story to my life and how, because whether you're a digital nomad or you work from home or if you own a business, there's some balancing acts. There's things that come up. It's like you mentioned, it's a journey, and really navigating through that journey is always great to hear from different perspectives. And so I'm actually really excited to check out your book. And so to round it out, so how do you see your life and your business evolving in the next 10 years? Will you be writing another book? What does your life look like in the next 5 to 10 years?
I am looking at scaling my services right now, and I want to write another book. I want to hit some of those big milestones, financial milestones. I want to hit six figures in my business, and I want to keep enjoying it. That's important to me. So if, for example, if I get tired of traveling, my husband and I get sick of it, then we'll get an apartment and we'll buy a couch, and that's okay. That I don't feel
Mhm.
like normal life quotes of having a home base. That's bad and boring. I do not feel that way. I feel like right now I wanted to travel and I'm doing that. And if the time comes that I don't, then I'll get
Stop.
plans and an apartment and letting that dictate everything, letting my current needs and just having fun, trying to have fun. Life's supposed to be fun. And my husband and I had to really, because we're from different countries, so we had to work hard to be able to live in the same place. Yes, it was like an application. Okay, you could say all I did was apply for a visa, but it was like 100 something pages long. I had to
Mhm.
pay money. I had to be vetted, all this. I had to go through a process that I'd never been before to say, I want to be in the same country as the person that I love. And it's not easy. And I had to integrate and learn the language. And to go through all that, I feel like we got it. We have to enjoy it. We can't just put our heads down, just hustling away and not enjoying life because we actually fought really hard just to be together.
Oh, I
So
love that. That's beautiful. I love that. So you mentioned scaling your business. So really quick. So how do you serve? So I know that you're a ghostwriter, but what does that look like as far as your services? Who do you support and how can you serve them now?
I support people with businesses that are already doing well. And I would say maybe six figures and up. And they are already making good money. They have their funnel worked out really well. And I write content for their website that brings people in. If you teach, I don't know, Irish dancing online, and someone Googles learn Irish dancing, they need to find you. They need to come into your funnel. So that's what I do for people. I write content for their websites, and that's my SEO package. That's like
Hmm.
half of my business. And then the other half is that I actually run people's entire content marketing. So I'll write scripts for your YouTube videos. I'll optimize the video, write the blog posts, make the Pinterest pins, publish your short form videos for you. I do the entire marketing role, and all you do is make the content, make the videos, and send them through. And that is something that I've been doing now for 2 years. And the system is beautiful. It worked out really well. I feel like it's time to bring that on. I've done with one client, I've done that now for 2 years, and I finally feel ready to expand. So that's what the
Awesome.
next year will look like.
Oh, congratulations. And I love that you almost are like that one stop shop because now, as we move into the digital age, so much of your business is what you produce as far as content. And it all stems from writing, whether it's on your sales page or your blog or your videos, they all start with the writing and the content. And you really do have to produce great work and build that credibility and authority in your space to get those clients. So I love that you're like that one stop shop for those six figure business owners, really able to take them to the next level. And so that's really great. So where can the audience connect with you and learn more about not only your services, where can they? We already spoke about where they can find your book, but where can they connect with you and learn more about your services?
My website is writingfromnowhere.com. And if anyone wants to get in touch, you can go there and fill out the contact form, or you can just email me. My name's Kayla. My email is Kayla@writingfromnowhere.com. And I welcome emails from anybody who's listening who wants to talk.
Awesome. I love that. This was a great conversation, and I really appreciate your time. And I'm really excited about your book and what the future has in store for you. So you are already on your way. Congratulations. And once I finish the book, I'll most definitely review. I'm really excited to check it out. And so it should be out when this episode releases. So again, congratulations and thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jamella.
As we close today's episode of the Mama Transform podcast, I want to thank you for sharing your time with me. Your engagement and insights make our podcast community really, really special. And if today's episode resonated with you, please subscribe, leave a review, comment, all the things. Your feedback helps us reach more mom entrepreneurs and create content that uplifts, empowers, and supports you on this entrepreneurial journey. Remember, each step that you take is a step towards achieving your goals and creating the balance you deserve in life. I'm Jamella Waller, and I cannot wait to connect with you again in our next episode. Until then, stay committed, consistent, and continue to strive for and pursue the life and business of your dreams.